I want to talk about Kody being so unhinged in this episode. Now, I think that Robin and her children have worked very hard to try to present this image that they're the perfect family. Cody's not really holding to that because he's just saying whatever he wants. And frankly, I get the vibe that Robin is pretty embarrassed by the dude, but I'll get into that in a second. But I feel like they've tried really hard to present that it must be Janelle's fault. It must be Christine's fault. It's got to be these other people's fault because Kody has always been an amazing blank, blank, blank in their household. But there's a lot of things I found very, very odd in this episode that I think actually was very revealing. So I'm going to start from the very beginning because this is the man's face when he's like, it's nice to be on a date. Tell me that that's not the most unhinged expression you've ever seen. If you told me, if you like put a door around him and it was like here's Johnny, I would believe it, right? Like this would be compelling acting. But they start off the episode by going on and on about how it's so nice that Robin and Kody get to have a date. They're just so busy. The girls are in school, blah, blah, blah. But as far as I know, Ari and Solomon are in school full time. Like, what is this? Why is there's this narrative? Why did they push this narrative that it's so hard for them to go on a date? It's such a blessing they can go on a date. It's so rare. Because I'm thinking they're home together all day, every day. And this is the other thing is that we, the Sister Wives fan, there's always sighting of the two of them out shopping all the time. They're always at a mall somewhere in Scottsdale and in Vegas and Shields. They're always out and about. And I know that Kody likes to talk about how he's so busy and he has a really important job and all that. I just don't see proof of it. I know that he goes to the gun show on the weekends with his buddies. I really believe every single picture I've seen of him at the gun show, we've looked at the stuff on his table. These are not high-end items. These are sort of knockoff brands, that are not going to get you a huge profit margin, aren't going to sell very well. My husband said it's kind of the stuff you buy when you don't know anything about guns. I'm not saying he doesn't know anything about guns. I'm saying that his clientele don't know anything, can't afford better things or whatever. So I don't believe he's making a lot of money at it. I think this is sort of a weekend hobby business to do a little callback there to My Sister Wives Closet. And I think he mostly does it because he likes to do manly things with manly guys and have a boys weekend and all that. So, and I know he has the cameos, but there's no evidence that he has enough cameos to where he's doing them 8 hours a day. So this idea that they don't have time to date just seems so odd to me. And that's just how this conversation starts off. And then like, well, it's so nice to have some time to talk. Now, it does seem that this family, more than any family I've ever seen, is the lowest in communication. Even in my family, which we kind of struggle with information getting around, it seems that we're like a bajillion times better than he is in terms of talking to people. But I found that the whole rest of the conversation actually kind of made him look like a monster. And I'm going to do a whole video on just the way they talk about Kody's relationship to religion. And I think they were trying to kind of do a little tongue in cheek, like, oh, he just has strong feelings about the church. But the vibe I was getting was that he was sort of this maniacal hothead that no one can discuss anything with because every time they talk to him, and it's kind of like, you see those memes about like going home for the holidays and you talk to your angry uncle. It gave that vibe. But this is like a very angry dude who, when he's at home, no one can really talk to him. And, he's so angry and he's so all this stuff. So I'm gonna do a whole other video on that. And specifically Brianna and Aurora's interview, because I feel like it was really weird. But I know a lot of people hated this and I did not enjoy it, but it was very, very eye-opening.